Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 1st, 2020 full moon reading for you. Now this reading will be from full moon to full moon, so from the 1st of October to the 31st of October. If this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you are interested in the decks that I use, they are all going to be linked in the description box below. Now before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Feeling yourself become calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. So let's let the bull sing while I move your Queen of the Moon and your Moonology cards over to the side. These will be used at the end of the tarot reading. These will be layered on top of the tarot to really give Luna, to really give the moon a voice of her own. Aries, October 1st, 2020 full moon. How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Now before we dive into the tarot, let's see what this moon holds. I have it all laid out for you right here. Now this is really cool, and this is going to be a very powerful moon for you because the full moon is in Aries. And with the full moon being in Aries, it really calls to your power. It really speaks to you, the thing you have to be mindful of. So with the full moon in Aries, it says a fiery climax approaches. This brings you a surrender to the divine. As you move forward in your power, this is a time of beginnings. This is a time of getting things done. But what you have to be mindful of is being impulsive and stress-oriented, meaning you take a lot on your shoulders. Aries is the archetype of the warrior, okay? And so that is part of your personality. You are the warrior. You are the defender. You're the person who gets things done. And as you surrender to the divine with this energy around you, you surrender to what is needed within your life and where you need to focus and hone yourself. It could be a surrendering that doesn't feel as natural as you would want it to be because there is a lot that divinity will be asking you during this time. And it's not in a overwhelming way. It's in a way that is starting you towards your passion, embracing your courage. It's lighting the path for you as you embrace your courage and your passion. It's helping you stand your ground and assert yourself. Now, even the meekest of us during this time are going to feel the power of this Aries full moon. So it doesn't matter what end of the spectrum of assertiveness you are. It matters how engaged you are during this time, because this is bold and it is impulsive and it is energetic energy that is flowing through you. You do not want it to become chaotic energy. You want to hold on to this energy, hone this energy, and move forward, because it is your power. It is where your power lies, and it's what you need to rekindle the spark within your life to make things happen. Now, with this moon, what's really cool about this moon, and I'm actually getting goosebumps for you guys, which is really beautiful, is that with the state of the world and everything that's going on, there can be this state of chaos and vulnerability and a sense of kind of a little bit of hopelessness, right? A little bit of like, oh my gosh, why even bother type of thing. This is the time. This is the time to harness the energy of this Aries full moon, this fiery climax that is approaching, this fiery coming together of what you desire and what you want, this stepping into your power, this claiming your truth. And it is opening up the door. It is opening up the gateway to so much more. This is the moon of the power to begin. And it might sound silly. You might sit there and say, well, how nothing? Why do I need the power to begin around me? Because it is the power to begin what you hope for, what you wish for, what you want within your world. This is the power to go after what's important to you and to restore your vitality, to the hope and to the joy that you want within your life. This is the power to say, yes, I can, instead of, no, I can't. This is a power to stand tall and firm within yourself and channel the me first and energy of Aries, because Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. So this is the starting point of all projects. This is the starting point of everything that you desire. And saying me first is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. It is saying, what energy do I need to bring new beginnings and to bring changes into my life and into myself? And there's a stubbornness with this. Now, there can be a stress too, because you can see it so gloriously during this time, Aries. You can see yourself charging forward. You can see the power that is around you. And it is you embracing this power and not embracing it through stubbornness. I'm just seeing the ram kind of, when the two male rams fight and they lock horns and, they both try to get their way. It's not coming into that sort of argument. It is a sense of asserting your power within your life, within yourself, of saying, this is what I want and this is what I need. And this is how I'm moving forward. And as you do so, the doors open. As you do so, the enlightenment comes, the power of self and soul. And as you move forward in this power, what's really beautiful is then you have on the 16th of October, you have the new moon in Libra. And the new moon in Libra says a new romantic cycle begins. Now, the new moon is a reflective moon. The new moon is a powerful understanding and this sense of inner power, inner truth that comes forward. And it says a new start is coming. And as the new start comes, this is a time of beginnings. And this is a beginning of a new romantic cycle, a balance to what you love and what you want within your life. And it's not necessarily for everybody a new romantic cycle in falling in love, though it can very well be, because the passion and the power of Aries is so intensely beautiful. But what this is, it's a new romantic cycle within your life. It is falling in love with your existence. It is the reason for getting out of bed in the morning, and the fire and the power that surrounds you and guides you and leads you. And as you have this come, there is a sense of calm. There is a sense of peace that comes around you during this new moon. There's also going to be a severe sense of, wanting what is just. But do not get caught up in a kind of fight, okay? Because what I'm seeing here is there are going to be many different ways to look at things and many different ways to call justice, harmony, peace, prosperity into your life. And there are also going to be ways that sit there and they're feeling rather vigilante, okay? And that's not where you want to go. You want to call in the new romantic cycle of love and peace and harmony and understanding. And you might say, oh, that's so hippy-dippy. And yeah, it is. But there's something to it. There's something to it to say, I do not want to be a part of the chaos, the anger, and the fact that right now it just seems like everybody is yelling and nobody is listening. It's not I can speak louder than everybody else. It is I can find solace, balance, and joy within my existence. And that is the justice that you are looking for. That is the balance. That is the beauty that you are calling in. And it starts a new romantic cycle. And it leads you then on the 31st of October to the blue moon, which is beautiful, right? We have a Halloween blue moon, which is really quite beautiful, really quite powerful, okay? And, a shaman blue moon, and that is in Taurus. And it says here, your dreams need a practical plan. And I do. Because this is, again, a connection with the divine, a connection with your power. But here it is with the... Okay, so here the connection to the divine is the fire, is, the god Aries in Greek mythology, Mars in Rome, all right? And you can equate that then to all the warrior gods within every pantheon, right? And even the warrior aspect of God in this pantheon. And then you have Libra, which is the justice aspect of divinity within pantheons. It's new beginnings, it's new understanding, but it's saying do not get caught up, because I'm seeing a warning here to not get caught up in the letter of the law, to get to a place where you embrace an understanding and a feeling for things. And it's not black and white. It's not, white page, black print, and there is no room for grays. Because here, right now, Spirit is saying we need the grays. We need the depth and dimension of shadowing and kind of coloring to give the world its beauty again. And then here with Taurus, you could see this as the bull god, right? So I know in my family we always go like this to ward off the evil eye, right? But it starts in Crete, where they have the horns of the bull god. So here there is a stubbornness. Here there is a determination. There is a force. There is a virility of self, right? But there is also a sensuality and caring and compassion and beauty that you are embracing. So it's almost as if, love and war come together, like the power of Aries comes together with the power of love and passion and beauty to move you forward. And here it says dreams need a practical plan. There needs to be a way that you ground yourself, that you look at what it is that you desire and say, how? How do I make my dreams a reality? How do I look at the fears that have been holding me back? Why have I been held back? And where is it that I need to be? And what is it that I need to stand for? Now, in October, and since this reading is in the span of October, we only have here the October spirit animals up. And they are the crow and the dove spirit, which seem so contrasting, right? Crows, we see them as harbingers of death. A flock of crows is called a murder of crows because they are carrion birds, scavenger birds. So here, you're going to see this energy and you're going to think, oh, it's more drudgery. It's more battles. But it's saying here, co-create with spirit, because the crow spirit is really quite beautiful. The crow spirit is change and sacred law. The crow spirit is trusting your personal integrity and intuition and speaking your truth, not being afraid, not sitting there and saying, well, I know I'm wrong. It's like, no, I know this is me. It's personal transformation, and it's bringing messages. It's bringing messages to you from the divine, from the spirit world that you need to hear, simply from nature or your own subconscious. You could see a crow flying and be like, oh, what am I thinking of right now? Oh, what do I need to focus on? And that's going to be a way that you set flight and you start making practical plans for what is innately so powerful within your heart. And then leads you to the dove spirit. And the dove spirit also brings messages, but it brings messages of peace and hope, especially to hurting hearts. And whose heart isn't hurting right now? And as you are beginning and as you are embracing your power, you're seeing that a gentle touch is so much more important than brute force. You're releasing your pain, and you are finding your truth. And you are finding that your pain has been holding you back, and the negativity that you have been holding onto has been stopping you. And now you are empowered. There's true beauty here that crowns you, that guides you, that leads you forward. Now the left-hand side, this is your inner self, your personal self. The middle is your heart's truth, your emotional self. And the right-hand side, this is your public arena and your public self. So let's see. We start off here with the Six of Swords, and that makes perfect sense. You're gathering what you know, and you are moving forward. You then have the Chariot. The Chariot is Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. You're flying high, okay? And you're going after what you love, what you desire, and what is absolutely most important to you. The Three of Swords. You are facing heartbreaks and pains and disappointments. And a lot of times with the Three of Swords, this is what we sweep under the rug. This is what we never face because it is our shame. It is our devastation. And who wants to face that? And it's looking at our heartbreak and our pain and saying, I'm looking you dead in your eye. And I am not backing down. I am not, doubting myself anymore. I'm not letting you rule me. And it brings you to the Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It brings you to a sense of love, to a sense of peace, to a sense of healing, to a sense of coming together. You then have the Two of Pentacles. Within your heart, within your soul, you're balancing everything, right? You're trying to do so much, but you're forgetting the foundation for which you stand on. You're forgetting to balance yourself. And your heart is saying you're kind of being pulled too far in either direction. It is the power of the beginnings. It is the power of what you desire. It is the stubbornness. It is the tenacity. And it is saying, don't forget you and your emotional self during this time. The Nine of Cups there's a beauty to you. There's absolutely a beauty to you. It radiates. And it leaves you with a radiant heart, a beautiful truth, a splendid power. You then have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is right here, okay? You're in your mind too much. You're going to sit there and you're going to want to logic everything out. And it's not saying to be foolish, to just kind of run off and, kind of damn the consequences type of thing. No, it's being responsible. But there's a darkness before the dawn. For me, the Ten of Swords is the Minor Arcana Death card. And it's like, who you once were is gone. And that is always something that we want. But as we grow, as we become, we have to mourn the changing. We have to mourn that we are not the same person we were 5, 10, 15 years ago, 20, so on, so on. We are simply who we have become because of the trials, the tribulations, and the hardships that we have been through. And if we hold on to the kindness in our humanity, if we hold on to the truth within ourselves, we're really winning. And this is every year for a decade, a sword being stabbed in. It's overkill, yes, but the lessons within life are usually overkill. And it is a knowing that you're stronger because of it. You might feel weaker. You might sit there and say, Dane, you're absolutely insane. I do not feel strong at all. But there is strength here. And it moves you forward, yes, as you embrace your love. It moves you to a horizon that you hadn't imagined. You have the repeat of the number 3. Divinity really does walk with you during this time. It leads you to the Four of Pentacles. In the public arena, there is vampiric energy. There is a sense of people saying, I want the prosperity that you have. And so you feel like I have to hold on to it. And it's hard to begin when you're fighting demons. It is. It's hard to begin when you're holding your ground and staying in your truth. So you have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy, a time frame of August 23rd to September 22nd. Virgo energy pulls you inward, says, look at what you have been through. Look at where you want to be. Look at the world around you. See the light of the heart that guides. It's the light of the beauty. And this is going to be easier for other people to see rather than for you to see. And you have the repeat of the number 9 right here. You're coming to a completion of a cycle. Mentally, you have completed a cycle. And as you look and as you discover, as you turn inward, you have the Fool. And the Fool is saying it's time to begin your journey. And you might think, I'm foolish. I can't possibly. But it's saying here, the first step is always the hardest. And how can you become everything that you will want to be, everything that you want to be, if you do not begin? This is a time of beginnings. This is a time of power. And in the public arena, yes, you will not be as kind of gregarious as you want to be, as out there and, seeing and talking and, doing things with people. But that's also the state of the world. You can't right now. And it's saying here the world opens to you mentally and personally, and you begin your hero's task. You begin your journey. Because remember, every hero's journey starts out as a foolish endeavor, starts out as a young man's boast, oh, I can do this. But it's actually doing it. And it does not matter how long it takes you. That's the thing. We give ourselves time limits, and sometimes those time limits, if divinity were standing right before us, divinity would laugh and say, why are you limiting yourself so much? Why are you expecting the impossible? This is saying you've begun this journey, and you are still beginning this journey, and you will find twists and turns along the way, and you are embracing your soul, yourself, and you are walking your hero's path, your true bounty. It leads you to the Eight of Swords. I mean, you're going to have doubts and fears up and down the Mississippi. The sense of, I can't do this. I can't move forward this way. Am I making a fool out of myself? You're going to say yes. You're going to think that no matter which way you turn, you're going to make a mistake. It's all going to be over. But the thing is you're not stuck. You're stuck within your mind, yes. But you're going to be okay. There's no sword that is going to cut you. There is no hardship that is going to take over. It is within the mind. Excuse me. And we can live our whole entire lives within the Eight of Swords, within doubts and within fears and with apprehensions and seeing the worst case scenario and saying, I know that's going to be mine. Especially since people are draining you here and you need to turn inward and you need to embrace your beginnings. In the public arena, in your personal arena, we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is taking your knowledge, taking your understanding, and moving forward. Now, this is going to be more emotional for you than this is going to be more emotional than you thought. You thought, oh, okay, it'll be, easy. I'll be able to understand it. I'll be able to move forward. And this is like, no, I've gathered. I've moved forward blindly before, but now I'm moving forward. It's kind of like older and wiser. I'm not going to be as naive about things. And I'm taking my knowledge, and is it sad to be leaving? Yeah, at times it is. To be leaving who you once were behind? It always is. But is it also invigorating to say, I am starting this journey, and I'm seeing things so much more openly and honestly and powerfully than I had ever seen them before? And I begin. This is a time of beginnings. You start with a beginning. You end with fear. So there is a fear here that is going to hold you back. It's going to be like, I can begin and I can see. And you can see the success. Okay, you can see it when you kind of rip away all the hoopla, all the pretty paper of things. And you just see the bare bones of what you want. And you're like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. And that's how you're moving forward. You're like, I get it. This moon of beginnings, it speaks to you. it speaks to you because you are like that general. You are like that commander sitting there and saying, we can win if we just begin. And that is what you're telling yourself. And there's a need here to listen to your heart. You're going to have a very strong instinct to say, what does my heart know? And so as you move forward, you have 6 and then it's going into 7. You're having the sense of, if you embrace your heart, if you look at what you love and what you desire and what you need and what you want within life. And if you sit there and you say, my heart is not foolish. I can love deeply of my world and myself, of my desires and my truth. You will see yourself starting to move forward. And the charioteers of the ancient world, they were kind of like the NASCAR drivers, racers. You think of them going around the Colosseums, right? The chariots. That's like NASCAR. And it's astoundingly exhilarating, yes. Terrifying, absolutely. And so here, there is a sense of risk. There is a sense of profound control and insight and understanding to the way that you are moving forward. This is also the cavalry. When, back in the ancient world, these were the tanks. These were, the heavy hitters in a battle, the chariot. And so this is the heavy hitter of what you love and what you desire, of where you need to be and where you want to be. This is a looking at yourself, and here it is spreading your wings. It is spreading your wings, and it is seeing so much more. Think of Hercules with his Pegasus, who is his brother, his half-brother. There is a sense of a freedom finding you, and a connection to that freedom that you hadn't expected, and a beginning of a journey that kind of takes you into the realm of legends. And it's not saying, it's going to be a fairy tale. It is saying that you're on your own personal journey, your quest, one might say. And you are beginning. You are taking those steps. And you are looking at your heart as the compass. Yeah, as your true north. And as you look at it, and that's why, that's why you're moving forward logically, but emotionally. And then your brain says to you, what the heck do you think you're doing, Aries? How do you think you can move forward this way? Do you remember when you failed here? Do you remember when you were betrayed here? Do you remember how much this hurt? The 3 of Swords is heartbreak, and it's pain, and it's disappointment, and it's anger, and it's upset, and it's trauma, and it's drama, and it's too much. And so we hide it away. And we say, oh no, I'm fine. Oh no, everything's great. Everything isn't always great. Everything isn't always fine. We carry heartbreaks within us. Traumas and dramas and pain and disappointment. And now it's time to look at that heartbreak. It's time to look at that pain. And it's time to say no. You don't get to rule my life. Especially if this was pain inflicted on you by another person. They don't get to have the power to ruin you. To make you less than you were born to be. You rise despite the pain. And to spite them. They don't get to have this power over you. Instead of putting things in little boxes and hiding them away. Instead of sitting there and saying, I am this pain. I am conquering it. And I will not be defined by it. And I have been hurt till it felt it was hard to breathe. And I have known devastation, and I have disappointed myself. But that's not how I'm defining me. That's what happened, yes. But it is not what defines me. And it's that seeing, it is that knowing that leads you to the Queen of Cups, that leads you to love, to beauty. Water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Okay? You have a strong Cancer presence right here. You embrace what you love. You embrace moving forward. This is also healing. I remember being told once that the Queen of Cups is second only to the Empress in her compassion, her kindness, and the power of her heart. And so here, this is at your root within your inner self, second only to the Empress. And the Empress, to you, Aries, is your greatest partner, your greatest truth, you two go hand in hand. So here there is an anointing of love, an anointing of understanding, compassion, beauty. There is a healing that comes forward after heartbreaks and pains. A beauty that you are seeing that a part of you felt you would never be able to embrace, and that would never be a part of you. And now you're letting it in. And it's becoming a part of you. It's becoming more of you than you could realize. And it moves you. It moves your heart, saying, why am I balancing so much? And you might say, because I have to. I have responsibilities. I believe we as human beings, responsibilities are our cornerstone. They keep us from falling into chaos. Now you could say they keep us stuck and limited. And yeah, that's two ways of looking at it. But here's what you're balancing in your world. And one of these things is the beginnings. It's like, how do I make time for the beginnings when I barely have time to sleep? How do I move forward towards what I need and what I want when I have the burdens of the world upon my shoulders? When it is just enough to get through one day? And the thing is here, your heart is saying, if you're balancing everything for everybody else, the prosperity of the outside world, and not looking at your heart, you're not looking at you. I believe that we are emotional beings. As emotional beings, we need to connect emotionally to ourselves. We tend to think, oh, we're emotional beings, I need to connect emotionally to other people. And we forget about us. This is a time for me. This is a time to say, I get to be put first. Not in a selfish, egotistical way, but in a way that says, I matter. Before I begin the chaos of my day, I get to push down the kettle and have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, whatever tickles your fancy. I get to be able to move forward and remember that I matter. And not push me aside till I feel like I'm going to shatter. I am so stressed. There is balance that comes in. There is beauty that comes in. There is understanding that guides you. And you have to know that you will not be able to balance anything if you fall through the rickety bridge that you stand on. If you forget the foundation that supports you. And that is the foundation of your heart, because there is a radiance and a beauty to you. And other people see it so much easier than you do, because you're going to think, well, that's just par for the course. You know, Dean, there's a sense of responsibility. There is a sense of, yes, a bit of beauty here and there, but it is more about getting things done. If you do not rejoice in the beauty of your soul, if you do not let yourself be radiant, if you sit there and say, I have to control everything and I have to know, there is going to be a cavern to kind of jump over that can never be gotten through. You'll never be able to get there. If you sit there and you look at your beauty, this is wishes granted. This is, beauty being a part of your life. This is the spark for existence. This is love, and this is joy, and this is radiance, and this is a natural part of you. It lives within you. You might be sitting there and saying, well, that might be a part of your life, Dane, but it isn't a part of mine. It is. It is. And Spirit is saying, let that beauty show. Let that radiance be a part of your existence, your soul, and yourself. Let you move forward in it and with it. And don't think, oh, the world has to be this way. It has to be just like this. Let the world be how you want it within your life. And let you be. Let you embrace laughter. Let you embrace beauty. Let you embrace this understanding. Because it moves you to the Ten of Swords. It moves you to the darkness before the dawn. And it lets you see the dawn. You have here the 9 going into 10. You have the progression. And you have the beauty that lets you see all the hardship, all the pain, and all the disappointment that you've been through. And this can be forefront in your mind, because it usually is for us as human beings. We sit there and we look at all the challenges and all the pains. And then we sit there and we think, well, other people have had it worse. What am I complaining about? So we feel guilty about complaining, and then we push forward, and it's like, yeah, but why don't I get to be honored and respected and understood? And why don't I get to grieve for what I've been through? And the cycle starts again. This is looking at everything that you have been through and seeing what a warrior you are, Aries. Powerful, determined, dedicated, decisive. This is looking at everything that you've learned and seeing how far you've come and how great you are. It then leads you, as you see this, and as you have this darkness before the dawn, as you have this awakening, this stepping into power, this sense of, my gosh, I have, haven't I? I have been through the ringer. I have had a hard time of it. And not sitting there and saying, okay, that's all I'm going to see. I'm going to live there, because that is not a good place to live. And then it is seeing, and I have the power to change my whole entire world, to redefine my whole entire self, to move forward, wiser. And maybe not within the time frame of your mind that you expected, but within the power of divinity that was graced to you and graced with you. It opens up the world. You have the Three of Wands, and it opens up the world to you. And you're looking at the horizon, and you're seeing ships come in and ships go out, and ideas come in and ideas go out, and a looking at things and an understanding of things, and a centering and a calming and a sense of, I can, can't I? I do not have to limit myself anymore. I can be so much more than I expected. And maybe what you want from your life is less than what other people tell you you should want. But you know what? I don't see everybody in this world walking around happy. I see most people, probably 99% of them, walking around with anger in them. And it's enough is enough. It is to look at your future and say, I'm not here simply to survive. I'm here to thrive. And the thriving, yes, it isn't, having multiple homes and yachts and money up and down, the world. It's a contentedness. It's a beauty that radiates outward. And it's that grounds you. And it's looking at it and saying, my world opens. My world opens as I begin to believe in myself, as I begin to see the beauty of my existence, as I begin to know my truth and honor my soul. And then you look at the outside arena and you see the leeches, because they're there. In every life, in every person, you have those people who leech, who suck away the joy, who make you just a little bit angry, a little bit frustrated. And you look and you're saying, you know what, no more. Because you're identifying it. And that's the beautiful thing. You're identifying it. And they see you because of the radiance that you have, because of the beauty, because of the blessings. Now, this could be somebody who robs your power. This could be a person who you were born knowing. Okay? This could be a parent, a grandparent, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, people that you have known forever. And they drain you. But it's identifying it. It's being like, wow, man, I didn't expect that. And I'm not going to tolerate it. Meaning I'm not going to have the fortune of me drained away, sucked away, so that I feel less than I was born to be. This can also be from lovers. This can be from coworkers. This could be from jobs. This could be from schools. This could be from a myriad different places. There are 4 that are big. And those 4 that are big can be, work. It could be home. It could be, school. It could be, 4 really big kind of vague things, but that your stress comes from. And it drains you. It takes away your joy and your beauty, your light and your love. And it makes you feel less than. And these can also be people that you really don't know, but that look at you and say, you have happiness and I want it. And you're going to sit there and think, I have heartbreak and pain and disappointment. Okay, I have been through it. Why are you trying to steal my happy? Why are you trying to steal my happiness? And it's because they don't see it. They see that you have more than them. And they think that if you have it, then they can't. They come from a place of lack. and until you know that there is enough in this world for everyone, the place of lack perpetuates. Now, what I like to do is I like to visualize myself surrounded by the golden light of the universe. And this time, see yourself holding a sword with your angels. You are inside this golden light. Your angels are on the outside. It's kind of like those big saws that they used to use to fell trees, right? Or I don't know if they still use them. And see, you have one end of that sword or that saw, and your angel has the other end, and you cut through. You cut through that golden light of spirit, that golden light of the universe. And you might think, why do I want to do that? Trust me, just cut through it. See yourself in blissful nothingness, in quiet, in serene, in this sense of just being for a moment. And then the golden light comes back. What you have done, as you have just been, as you just breathed, okay? And you connected with nothing and no one. Not your angels, not the world at large, not any energy, not any demands. You connected fully with yourself. And then as the light comes back, it does not have the corruption around it. It does not have the burdens around it. They build as they always do. Do this every single day if you want to, multiple times a day if you want to be centered within the being of you, to be centered within Aries. Because it is a rejection of the negative, draining energy that takes away your joy and robs your beauty. It leads you to the hermit. It leads you to turning inward. Because it's kind of like answers cannot be found externally. They can be found internally. And as you turn inward, and as you see, and as you quiet the shouting of the world, which, I mean, seriously, needs to be done, you connect with your honor, you connect with your truth, you connect with the light that guides you, and the beauty that is a part of you. And the stars of wishes, okay, which you have here, guided by love. And you connect. And you say to the world, I do not want your answers. I want mine. I do not want your ideals. I want mine. And you walk in your truth. It is a silent, beautiful truth. A truth of a heart, a truth of a soul, a truth of the essence of you. And yes, this is Virgo energy too, but this is you. And as you turn inward, you do something that you're going to think is astoundingly foolish. You start living in your truth. You start walking your path. You start embracing your understanding. The fool can be seen as foolish, but the fool also in medieval times was the only person allowed to talk freely, to call people out for their nonsense. And as you begin your fool's journey, yes, you begin your hero's walk. You begin your hero's path. It is a beginning. And you might sit there and say, well, Dane, the fool comes up and I'm always beginning my hero's path and I'm never getting anywhere. We always lose our hero's path. We do. As human beings, we do. It's hard to keep on walking. It's hard to truly find it. It's hard to truly understand it. And so with the fool, as we release the folly of this world, as we release being told this is what will make you happy, this is what will make you successful, this is what will guide you to the place that you want to be, body, mind, and spirit, and we see that within our hearts and souls, only our truth can guide us to that happiness. We become the heroes of our tale. And we do so slowly, gently, but profoundly. You can do so kind of a little bit violently. It's kind of like, no, I will not be walking in a lie anymore. And that actually might be more you, Aries, to sit there and say, no, I will not be walking in a lie. I will not be, surrounded by doubt. I will be obtaining so much more. And there's a ferocity to it. And then there's a doubt. Can I do this? What if I fail? Isn't it saying it's better, well, it's better to have loved than lost than never to have loved at all, right? But there's also the saying of it's better to keep what we truly want to dream than to risk the chance of losing it, failing at it. And this is the mind. It's holding you in. It's making you doubt. It's making you, it's not, yeah, it's perpetuating all the negativity that you have heard and saying, I just won't stack up. Or it can also be a fear of the success that you see for yourself and the way that it makes your life change. And I know people sit there and say, oh, Dane, how can you be afraid of success? Well, we are. We're afraid of succeeding. We're afraid of failing. So it's just best to stay right in a place where you know you don't fail because you really didn't try. And you don't succeed because you really didn't try. And you don't have to have that extra burden put on in your life. And you don't have to have the extra sorrow. It can be simply a place, a dream that you walk into, a fantasy that you create for yourself, that you walk into and you say, this is my happy space. But you trapped yourself there. It is time to make dreams into reality. Taurus, this is going to be very big energy for you. It's going to be very big energy for you around the 16th. It's really going to start pulling you towards bringing your dreams into a practical reality. And it's going to be a fight to sit there and say, the doubts, the negativity, the anxiety does not get to win. I do not get to worry myself. And believe me, I'm a queen of worrying. I do not get to worry myself out of living my life and moving forward in the place that I desire. And it can seem so simple to say, but to stop the worry, to stop the doubt, to stop the questioning, it's a monumental feat. So let's see what Luna has to say for you during this time. So we'll start with the Queen of the Moon. Aries. How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels, ooh. And of course, your last two fell on the floor, so let me grab them. They were so excited to be heard. They just jumped, oh, excuse me, right out. Okay. So that's the Queen of the Moon. No, that's obstructive. Okay. And then let's see the Moonology cards. How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? How will Aries be affected by the October 1st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. And then these ones that fell out right here. There we go. With one bonus card. So we have here, with your inner self, we have realization, will, and peace. A realization for the will of peace, the power and the force of peace. You have sovereignty. You are the queen of your heart. This is the Queen of the Moon. This deck is named after. So there's a sovereignty of self. There is a power of self. There is a naming of self during this time. Your commitment is being tested. Emotions are running high. So your commitment to what you want is being tested. And we see that here with everything that is happening. Show the world the real you. Your hard work is paying off. Hold your vision. The energy is gaining momentum. So that is beautiful. So yes, you are being tested, most definitely. There is a realization that's going through your mind, going through you. It's kind of like you're finding the key that opens the door. You're finding the lock. You're walking into this new world as you gather up your knowledge and as you move forward, letting your heart be a part of your truth. It's like things open up. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize. There are realizations that come, and that leads you to the will as you move past, the will to move past the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments. And as you do so, it leads you to peace. As you embrace being a queen of your emotions, as you embrace the love, the honor, and the respect of your heart self, of your emotional truth. It then leads you to a sovereignty of being as you find your balance and you embrace the glory that is you, the wishes that surround you, and the beauty that is a part of you. And then you find that as you have the overkill, the darkness before the dawn, your commitment is being tested, because it's kind of like, well, how do I move forward if nothing ever works out the way that I envisioned? How do I move forward when everything is so hard? When is this? When are the trials? When are the tribulations? When is the testing going to end? And when do I get to enjoy my life? When do I get to be? And so these questions, they're very emotional questions. And they have emotions running high as you look at your future, as you look at what you desire from your life, as you look at your passion and your beauty and the understanding that you call in. It is time to show the world the real you as you release the negativity and as you turn inward. It's kind of like it is time to put down the masks and to say, yeah, I might get hurt by being open and honest and truthful of who I am and what I want. But I am going to be suffocated by a mediocrity of existence that is never what I dreamed of and never what I desired. And it leads you to beginning your journey and seeing that your hard work has paid off. It hasn't been for nothing. And as you see that your hard work has paid off, you hold on to your vision, even though your mind is going to tell you you can't do it. Even though you're going to have times when the doubt and the fear seem like monsters you have to battle, seem like Herculean tasks to overcome, to conquer. Hold true to your vision. Hold true to your truth. Because the energy is gaining momentum. The energy of what you want is gaining momentum. Your subconscious message for this time from Luna, from the moon, is look at the bigger picture. Look at what you're setting your sights on, what you're aiming towards, and hold true to that vision. Because as you do so, you are blossoming into the person that you want to be. You are blossoming into the energy that you want within your life, within your soul, within yourself. And it leads you to your subconscious tarot message for this time, which is the Ace of Cups. A gift of healing, a gift of release, a gift of love, a gift of understanding. It is emotions running high, but you are taking this gift in the most profound way, and it is becoming a part of you internally. This sense of not being held back, this sense of love and honor and respect for yourself, for what you desire, for where you need to be within your life. And as this love comes in, you are also very connected during this time to the spirit world and to the knowledge that your ancestors have to give you, the knowledge that your angels and your spirit guides offer. And this love pours down. This love opens you up. And it washes away. It washes away a lot of the hurts and the pains that you carry. It doesn't say that it makes them gone. It washes away the initial sting of them. And it says it is time to move forward in the love that you want and in the cleansing that you need. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. And have an absolutely blessed moon. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward and call in the prosperity that we want within our lives, the beauty that we desire within our existence, and the power we hold within our souls. This is the moon of beginnings, and this is a beginning for you that is breathtaking and powerful and purposeful. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and harmony, Aries.